man is back.
Oh, okay, boys. Oh my gosh, the man got that stuff. This is a 5 out of freaking 5.
It is beat making time.
Next week is E3 week. My album comes out next week.
I have the leopard.
This is your boy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. Back at it with another Pokemon Unite commentary video gameplay for you guys here on YouTube. And we got ourselves a very interesting video. Now, let me explain something real quick before we get on with this video. When it comes to me making videos on this specific channel, when it comes to me doing these type of videos, where I talk about certain topics that are going on in the world, doesn't matter what that category is. Could be sports, could be entertainment, could be movies, could be music, could be video games. I mostly stay away from politics unless it's something extremely important. But I normally stay away from politics. So basically what I'm getting at is this. When it comes to doing these videos, I don't do videos about anything that is personal unless somebody online comes at me. I will do a video where I will respond one time and that's it. And then, you know, but I'm not really involved in drama like that. So I don't really have to make videos like that. But this is a different occasion here because this is somewhat personal. It's not directed at me, but it is directed at a good friend of mine, and I want to, you know, talk about this and bring this to a lot of people's attention. First of all, like a lot of my videos, they got some attention. So I thank you guys for that. So what's going on here, or was going on here? So I'm not sure if y'all heard, but y'all may have heard about this company. I don't know. This company by the name of HeadArrow Studios. So check this out. So they the one who makes Dialed Imposter, The Last Stop, 8 AM, Wanna Die, and Slasher. So I believe they're like scary horror video games. That's basically what they are. I'm assuming. I don't know. I never heard of any of these games before, so I have no clue what type of category they fall under. But yeah, there we go. So, and then before we get into this, let's talk about this real quick. So the founder of HeadArrow Studios is a guy by the name of David Gallardo, who is from Spain. So let's keep all that in mind. So here's what happened. So they had this logo where there's this indigenous, how you pronounce that word? I probably go butcher. Indigenous, yeah, that's how you pronounce it. Indigenous woman who looked like some type of Native American, looked like an Indian woman, something along those lines. But there's an arrow that is literally through her head. And people within the indigenous community, I probably butchered that word again. I'm going to butcher that word, so I apologize in advance. They felt offended by that logo. So one member of the community reached out to the founder of HeadArrow Studios and said the following. Now, before anybody want to draw their own conclusions, oh, they must have said something before. No, this is the very beginning right here. There was nothing else said. Nothing was said on Twitter yet. Nothing like that. Nobody else sent the email to HeadArrow. This is how it started. So the indigenous community saw the logo and was like, you know what, that seemed offensive. So one person, and I'm not going to mention any names outside of the founder of HeadArrow. So this one person sent the email saying, my name is blank, and I'm a horror variety streamer who is also indigenous. I feel like something was on my arm. Who is also indigenous from the, oh my goodness. Okay, I'm definitely going to butcher this. From the Haudenosaunee to Karowa tribe. So from some tribe. Again, I butchered that. I can already tell, so I'm apologizing in advance. I already know for a fact that I already butchered that. Basically, let's get on with the email. I found your email through the HeadArrow Studios website, and I was suggested your game, Dialed Imposter, and was interested in playing it. However, noticing your logo, I just want to let you know if you were also indigenous, too. We'd love to know what tribe affiliation the company has in New Mexico, since the company is located in New Mexico, which is interesting. And to further prove that, check out the response that we got here. So let me find it real quick, which is right here, a short response. So David himself responded by saying, "Hi, blank," referring to this person by name. In this case, no. I, the main developer, was born and currently resides in Spain. Only the company is in New Mexico. Regards, which is interesting. But they didn't mention anything about the logo. They kind of stay away from it, even though the main purpose of the original email was, hey, there's an issue with the logo. Can we talk about it? In this email, in this response, rather, they didn't mention anything about the logo. I'm just not realizing that. They didn't mention anything about the logo. Okay, let's move on to the response to that response. And this person says, "Hi, David. Thank you for your response. Is there anyone on the team who is indigenous or has any tribal affiliation? Simultaneously, is there any way I can contact the founder/creator of HeadArrow," not realizing that they were talking to them. The reason I'm asking is because the logo for the studio is very concerning and honestly is coming off quite offensive towards our community. I am a member of the Indigenous Alliance on Twitch, the NDG Horror Squad, and the Forward Direction Stream Team, and all of our leadership have discussed and expressed concerns about the logo of this company. As members of the Indigenous community, the horror community, the gaming community, and streamers, I was hoping there was someone we could have a conversation with. No problems there. Nothing offensive or anything. They expressed their concerns about the logo. They basically felt like the logo is offensive. Now, what I will say is this. They didn't say why the logo was offensive, but at the same time, they did say they want to have a conversation about the logo. So if they were given, that risk, then they could tell in that conversation why they felt that the logo was offensive. Now, here's where shit hit the fan, ladies and gentlemen. David responded with this email. "I am the founder and the only member currently. The rest of the members are simple collaborators, and sorry I did not understand how a photograph, and in this case, the logo of my company, could offend you or anyone else." And then he said, this is the part right here, that where everything just went to shitville. He said, and I quote, "I think they should correct that behavior. Greetings and thank you." And then, to make matters worse, he went on to say, "By the way, there are tribes on all continents of the planet, and in case it represents none of New Mexico or the United States at all, greetings." And that was it. And that's where things just hit the fan. Because the whole, "I think they should correct that behavior," I'm like, whoa, you're kind of barking up the wrong tree there. Because apparently this guy didn't do his homework. Not when it came to creating the logo. Well, they could have done that too. They should have got somebody who was indigenous and say, "Yo, do you think this logo is okay?" before we released it to the world. And they would have said, "Yeah, that's fine," or "Nah, you need to change that," because y'all remember the whole Washington Redskins? Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Why? Because indigenous people, or to be more specific, remember this correctly, Native Americans spoke up about it, and now that's not a thing anymore. It's now the Washington, what is it? The Commanders? The Generals? I forgot what the name is right off the bat, but they need to change that name because it just sounds stupid now. But yeah, that was the issue. Granted, it took many years for that to be an issue, because I don't know if this has been going on for decades and it didn't get that attention until within the last 10 years or so, or if nobody never really thought about it until modern times, where they're like, "Yo, wait a second." It took them years or decades to realize, wait a minute, they're calling themselves the Redskins. Hold up now. So there's that. Now you probably thinking, what about the Florida State Seminoles? Actually, here's the thing about the Florida State Seminoles. So the Florida, and here's the reason why I don't have to change the name. This is on SFL Media, or .media, excuse me, SFL.media. So here's what was said on that website. So some sports teams with Native American names and mascots have faced pressures from groups in Native American communities, I cannot pronounce that one word, who argue that this representation can be expensive and perpetuate stereotypes. This has led some teams, particularly in professional sports leagues such as the NFL, to change their names or logos voluntarily in response to public opinion and concerns raised by indigenous groups. See, there you go right there. Moving on. In the case of the Florida State Seminoles, the team has maintained its name and continued to use the Seminole name and imagery. It is worth noting that the university have established a relationship with the Seminole tribe of Florida, working closely with tribal representatives to ensure respectful representation. This collaboration includes the approval and support of the Seminole tribe of Florida, which may have contributed to the decision to retain the name. So that's the exception here, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why the Florida State Seminoles are still a thing, but at the same time, the Washington Redskins is not. Now, back to this scenario, obviously, HeadArrow Studios did not get any type of relationship going with any member of the Indigenous community or at all. So basically, the Indigenous community basically raised hell on Twitter and were basically boycotting them like, yo, don't play their games because they're racist towards Indigenous people because they want arrows to go through Indigenous people's heads and stuff like that. Now, could some of them been saying that? Yeah, but that's the mindset here. So, and then when you have this one streamer who obviously started off their stream talking about this situation, like they spent like, I want to say 30, 40, 50 minutes about this, and then they recorded it and put it on YouTube. So it's like a 33-minute video about this. And this is bad for business. And I told them on Twitter. I'm like, bruh, before all this got here, I'm like, bruh, just change the name, issue an apology. Not change the name, change the logo, and issue an apology and move on. And all of this happened, and guess what happened? Okay, we're going to change the name. We're working on the logo now, and blah, blah, blah. And then they, like, even with the apology, they talked about how, oh, yeah, we value your feedback. And I'm like, well, if you value their feedback, you should have said something before it got into this. Like, you should have had that conversation before it got into this. But instead, they let it get to this. And now, but to their, let's play devil's advocate, because this dude is from Spain. Is his English is the best there is and the best there was and the best there ever will be? Probably not. So maybe there was some translation issues, but the fact of the matter is they should have, accepted that conversation to learn more about why some people within the community is considering that to be offensive. Like, wait a minute, you think it's offensive? Okay, let's talk about this. Let me hear your case. And if it makes sense, I would talk it over with other people, see what they say. And if they agree, we'll change the logo. No problem. So, yeah, there's that. So let me give you guys the official statement that they posted on Twitter, actually. To our esteemed community at HeadArrow Studios, we deeply value our community and take any concerns expressed to us very seriously. Recently, we have received feedback that our current logo is considered inappropriate and offensive. We want to make it clear that it was never our intention to offend anyone. Our goal has always been to celebrate cultural diversity in a respectful manner. However, we understand that there has been a misunderstanding regarding the current design and the accusations of racist behavior towards indigenous communities. We sincerely apologize for any harm or discomfort for this misunderstanding may have caused. Our logo was not created with the intention of representing any person or specific culture in a negative way. So, their commitment and action. We are committed to being a company that listens to its community and acts accordingly. Therefore, we have decided to change our logo. The new design will be an arrowhead, a symbol that reflects our identity without representing any person or specific culture, ensuring that there are no misunderstandings. Immediate steps. Retirement of the current logo. Starting today, we will begin the process of removing the current logo from all of our materials and platforms. Okay, that's good. Moving on to number 2, design of the new logo. We have developed a new design based on an arrowhead which reflects our directions and purpose without including human representation. And number 3, continuous updates. We will keep our community informed about the progress of the new design and expect to launch the new logo in the coming weeks. Gratitude and future commitment. We want to thank everyone who have provided us with feedback. Your voice is crucial in helping us grow and improve. And I'm like, then why didn't you want to do the conversation? See what I'm saying there? Moving on. We are committed to continuing to listen and learn to ensure that our actions reflect our values of diversity and respect. Again, they kind of late on that, but okay, moving on. We appreciate your understanding and patience during the process of change. We remain dedicated to create incredible experiences and being a company that everyone can proudly support. And I'm like, y'all should have done this a long time ago. I'll be honest. This should have been done a long time ago. But yet, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. So I just find that to be crazy because I'm like, bruh, I DM'd them on Twitter. I'm like, yo, this should have been done a long time ago. I'm just saying, if y'all would have took my advice and did it when y'all should have done it, none of this would have happened. Y'all should have just had the conversation or just change the logo and give out an apology. But instead, dude came out with that statement. All hell broke loose. And even though they came out with that apology, they still going to take a hit on their business because now this, even though they gave out the apology, they still changing the logo. There's still people out there who are going to be like, I'm not playing your game still because we should have had this conversation already and all that jazz. So in some cases, yeah, it's too late. It hurt their bottom line. Now, me personally, first of all, I never heard of them. So I'm not going to play the game either way because I never heard of them before. I don't know what type of games they made. And more than likely, it's not my cup of tea. If it's like one of those horror games, it's not my cup of tea. The only horror game that I do play is Phasmo, and that's it. So there you go with that, ladies and gentlemen. Now, like I said, man, all they had to do was take my advice, agree to change the logo and issue an apology, in a timely manner, or just have the conversation with them to learn why, this person or the communities that this person, the groups that this person was representing, felt that the logo was offensive. Learn more about it, think about it, maybe get somebody else on board to say, yo, this person said this about the logo. What do you think? And then go from there. But to just straight up say, yo, y'all need to change your behavior and to try and educate them like, yo, there's more indigenous communities out there besides America and Canada. And it's like, this person who emailed you, I know we called them saying where they're from. The only thing they mentioned about a location was the fact that their company is based in New Mexico. So I don't know why they came up with this idea like, oh, there's more indigenous communities out there besides America and Canada. I'm like, duh. That's not the point here. That's not the issue here. So, yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. So, and they now going to be messed up. So, they're now messed up by that. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm going to call it a wrap. So, with all that said, y'all know what this is. This is boy New J Gatsby, a.k.a. New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all. And I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.